Welcome back to Beauty Boss Millionaire. I'm your host, Felicia Fracassi, and the objective of today's episode is really just to talk about how to push through and persevere when things get crazy in business. This actually wasn't a planned topic. I actually thought I should just discuss a little further about what to do when things like this happen. So basically, last week I got a phone call from one of my teammates that something kind of happened strange at our operation. Someone decided not to show up for work, and it put a strain on my team. And obviously, I'm running a multi-location operation, so I booked a flight, whatever it costs, within 4 hours after hearing about it. Literally, I flew in at the first flight at 6 a.m. But here's what's so crazy about what I'm going to tell you.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Felicia Fracassi.
So I get there, I open the store, people start calling, my mother-in-law brings me my car, so you make sure you always have someone to look out for you. Make sure you always have a small team to have your back. I'm so grateful for my mother-in-law. She brings me my car, because I have a car I leave in this state, even though I was flying in from another state. And as soon as I open the gate, the phone is ringing. People are walking in. They're like, oh, we're so glad you opened. And quickly I'm like, wow, I didn't drop the ball, one. And two, you have to be able to know how to work your operation. It's important that you know every facet of your business. I was able to quickly go in there, answer the phones, service the clients. And I know some business owners that really don't even know how to run their business, but they just know about their business, but they don't know how to actually run the business and operate the business. You should be able to know how to do every single job in your business. Because when someone decides to leave your company or just up and leaves, one monkey doesn't stop the show. One person doesn't stop the operation. You cannot let one person damage your business. And the person that did this was being very, very spiteful because they did not choose to follow the manager's instructions, so they decided not to show up. So with that being said, not only was I able to be there that day, the store made 7 times more than the store normally makes when this person works there. And that showed me 2 things, that I have a issue with the way that she was running things. She was turning people away. A lot of times people lose passion in your company, and you can see it by the sales and the numbers. And it's so important that you can pick up on that and hone in. And I had my eye on this particular employee for the last 3 weeks, and we actually were in the process of rehiring someone anyways for the position, and it ended up that just didn't work out. Obviously, I get a hotel because it would be too far for me to drive back and forth from the other property. So I get a hotel that night, and I'm just kind of looking and thinking and analyzing my business and how I could fix things and what I could do. And, we quickly put up an ad on some of these platforms that we use to hire people. And also I began just thinking about what we can do and what the next person that fills that position is going to need to be able to effectively run that position. If you are noticing that I sound a little different in this episode, it's because I'm actually sick. But I did not want to stop this recording and not choose to give you great content, because this is really, truly a life of an entrepreneur. I literally got sick traveling. And this is one of my worst fears, of being sick and traveling, because I'm unable to, my husband can't help me out. My kids aren't here. I have no support. I basically had to be really strong. And as soon as I felt myself getting sick, I went and got myself some grapefruit seed extract, Tylenol, elderberry, zinc, and vitamin C. And literally I had to self-medicate immediately. And obviously I checked myself. I do not have COVID, but I still had to figure out what was going on with me. And I just basically self-medicated by night and gargled with salt water, because I'm not in a position right now where I can just not be there for work. So this is probably something that most entrepreneurs wouldn't do. But because of my situation, I was on an assignment, and the assignment was for me to be at that store because we had no coverage for those days. Thank God. My other I always say my coworker, by the way, you'll never hear me say employee too much. She actually was able to open the store for an hour, and then I was able to come in a little bit later on after I got the medication. I got in my system, and she was like, oh, people think I'm Superwoman. So she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're sick. You're never sick. I said, I know, I can't believe this. So that day I also had interviews. I just couldn't miss it. I really couldn't miss it. And, after I felt a little bit better, I was able to go in, handle my business. It's very interesting, because when you are the leader, when you are the person in charge, You are not going to call in on a sick day. I wish I had a sick day to call in on, but you just can't sometimes because you have to your sick day has to be limited to, when you get out of work or, maybe just take an hour. It won't be a whole day because sometimes you can still function or you can even do work at home if you're not feeling that well, as long as you are feeling a little bit better. Now, obviously, if you're just out for the count, you can't move and can't breathe, that's a different story. But my situation was I felt a cold coming on and I actually did get sick. But because of the nature of why I was there, I did not have a sick day to just be down. Because when you own your own company, personal days, sick days, you really don't have those days or else your business will suffer. I mean, I never in a million years have ever gotten sick when I traveled, ever. So this was a new thing for me. And I was like kind of frustrated a little bit because, I think I'm Superwoman, and just for a moment, I'm like, oh man, this is my kryptonite. So here I am trying to self-medicate. I'm reading news articles. The producer of this show was texting me. I couldn't even text her back because I had to focus on self-preservation mode and what I could do to get better. I'm literally in the shower putting grapefruit seed extract washes in my nose because I didn't have a neti pot because I don't, when you're sick, your nose is the first thing that's under attack, your sinuses, and then your chest and congestion and you're sneezing, you can't breathe. So I had to really just self-medicate. And I was sitting here thinking to myself when I was sitting on the edge of my hotel bed in my room, wow, like I am really, truly dedicated to my business. There's some people that would have just been like, I'm not going in. Or there's some people that just would have been like, oh, you're sick, use your sick card. But for me, that's not an option. I knew I was there on assignment. I had to get it done. And so I did. I did what I had to do. And I made sure that the store was taken care of. I had 4 to 5 days to get through the operation and to be back on time for Mother's Day. Tell me I don't wear an S on my chest. So in business, you really have to be focused. Even though all chaos is going around, you have to still push through and finish your assignment. Being a business owner, this ain't for the weak. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Beauty Boss Millionaire with Felicia Fracassi. Don't forget to like, rate, review, and share because I really hope this is helping someone. See you tomorrow.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Felicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.